truth to this Lonzo Ball going to Phoenix rumor? Because I've been hearing a lot about it. Like,
I don't know about him going to Phoenix, but I don't know about him going to Phoenix. I do know that it's entirely possible and plausible that he may get moved. At some moment in time, we can't just be looking at Lonzo Ball in a vacuum, talking about, well, he's got decent size and he defends and, you know, he's got a good upside. Damn all that. You passed up on him. You passed up on Jason Tatum to grab him. You passed up on De'Aaron Fox, who smoked him for 39 points in an NCAA tournament game while holding him to 10 points. You passed up on that brother to get him. You passed up on Lauri Markkanen to get him. You passed up on Dennis Smith Jr. to get him. You passed up on Donovan Mitchell to get him. So my point is that at some point in time, you got to look at Lonzo Ball, and we can't sit here and go, we got to recognize something. Lonzo Ball was grabbed number 2 overall because of a business decision. He's from Chino Hills. He's box office because he was a local product, and the Lakers don't have the deep pockets of a guy like Steve Ballmer for the Clippers, or God rest his soul, Paul Allen had in Portland. And as a result of that, Magic Johnson was forced to make a business decision on behalf of Jeannie Buss. It wasn't about basketball. It wasn't about reinvigorating Showtime. Not when you're talking about giving the ball to somebody in Lonzo Ball who's perfectly content in dribbling the ball past half court and watching everybody else do their thing. That's not what a number 2 overall pick in the draft does. I don't knock Lonzo Ball's game. I knock his lack of assertiveness. I want him to be more aggressive, and I don't think he is. I got to go. I appreciate the call. Thank you.
How's it going, y'all? It's Athletes Culture coming at you again with another video. As the saying goes, hindsight is 20/20. You know, it's crazy that Stephen A. likes to rattle off all these other rookies that the Lakers should have taken instead of Lonzo, particularly in the 2017 draft. But it's easy for him to say that, you know, seeing how those rookies are performing. But what Stephen A. fails to put into context for his audience is that every situation for every player is different. You can't say that Donovan Mitchell has the same success he's having in Utah if Gordon Hayward stays, Dante Exum doesn't get hurt, as well as Ricky Rubio. You cannot honestly say that Donovan Mitchell has that same level of success. No, he took advantage of the situation he was placed in, and everybody got to see the talents he possessed. Let's go on to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum does not have the level of success he has if Gordon Hayward doesn't break his leg, Kyrie Irving isn't out for a stretch of time. We don't see the talent Jason Tatum has his rookie season. We wouldn't be able to see that because there's a pecking order in basketball and actually in all sports. Same goes for De'Aaron Fox. We would not see the talent De'Aaron Fox is showing us now if there was another point guard there in Sacramento that was ready to play. He took advantage of the situation where he was the only point guard that they had. There was room for error. All he had to do was go out there and give it 100%. And he's running with it. Now, in the case of Lonzo Ball, Lonzo took advantage of his situation his rookie season. Shot poorly, but still was effective. Offensively and defensively. Averaging 10 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He utilized his size. He utilized his passing ability. And got to show off the skills that he had defensively. And how was he able to do so? Because there was no other point guard, nobody else threatening his position. He was given the keys and ran with it. So Stephen A. fails to, contextualize things and put things into the right context, that you can't just look at stats at its surface value, at its face value. You have to look at the bigger picture. Why you have to describe why those numbers are the way they are. Now, to call Lonzo Ball a bust is a very, 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 very incorrect statement. Lonzo Ball is going to be an all-star, a perennial all-star in this league. And it's sad, especially being a SoCal native, having to sit back and watch Lonzo go through this, because we see the talent and we know the talent, particularly those here in Southern California, know the talent this kid possesses. Knows that wherever he goes, winning is going to happen, because he's that good of a floor general. He dictates the game and the pace of the game that well, can alter the game that well. It's just unfortunate with the arrival of LeBron James, his situation now changed. Because LeBron not only does everything that Lonzo does, he just so happens to be a veteran, bigger, faster, maybe for now. Things are different now that he's injured, but stronger too as well. And has won an NBA title. So Lonzo now has to take a backseat to LeBron for as long as LeBron's there, which isn't fair. That is a real reason why Lonzo needs to be out of LA. And I don't think, if you really go deep into it, I don't think management wants to give up Lonzo. I think Lonzo wants to leave. Lonzo's camp wants to leave more so than management wanting Lonzo out. Because it's not right that a talent like that has to be suppressed for LeBron James. It isn't right. It's just the way things are in life. So I wholeheartedly believe the minute Lonzo ends up in either Orlando or Phoenix, those are two hot destinations that if Lonzo ends up there, those franchises not only make a complete turnaround, but Lonzo becomes an all-star. Because Lonzo is a better player than D'Angelo Russell. And Stephen A. fails to make a mention on how the Lakers blew it in the 2015 draft, but likes to talk about the Lakers draft picks in 2017. Let's compare the two. 2015, the Lakers took D'Angelo at number 2, meaning they passed up on the likes of Kristaps Porzingis, Devin Booker, Jahlil Okafor. Whereas in 2017, the Lakers took Lonzo Ball, passing up on Jason Tatum and De'Aaron Fox. And the argument is still out there for Lauri Markkanen, which I don't think is much of a discussion there, but still. So when I look at this, there's nothing really impressive about the 2017 picks, or they're not really doing anything that impressive when I look at the context of it all to show that they're that much better than Lonzo, because they're not. But when I look at the 2015 draft, Kristaps Porzingis has become an all-star. Devin Booker would have been an all-star if not for injuries. But nonetheless, he's still a franchise player, has shown to be a franchise player. Jahlil Okafor made it to the all-rookie first team. But here it goes again with situation. Joel Embiid came back. They chose to ride with Joel Embiid. Things switched up for Jahlil. But look at Jahlil and the way he's been performing as of recently in New Orleans. He's been phenomenal. And to be fair, D'Angelo has played well too, taking advantage of his new situation out in Brooklyn. But it also took him 4 seasons to do so. And we didn't see, it took him longer than all the other players I've mentioned to show success. So this idea that the Lakers blew it in 2017 is false, because we not only got Lonzo Ball, we got Kyle Kuzma out of it and Josh Hart. And arguably that was out of all the years the Lakers were in the lottery, that was one of the Lakers' best drafts. They blew it in 2014, going Julius Randle over Zach LaVine. We already made mention of 2015. 2016, one may argue the Lakers could have went with Jaylen Brown over Brandon Ingram, because Brandon Ingram isn't showing to be the shooter that they thought he could be or would be. But they don't mention that. But they like to, because ESPN FS1, once again, agenda-driven, don't want to tell the full scope and truth about everything. They want to harp it on the 2017 draft and paint the picture as if the Lakers blew it, when in actuality, that was the Lakers' best draft. So I hope for nothing but the best for Lonzo, especially when he makes it out in Phoenix. He will become an all-star. Stephen A. Smith will have to, once again, regret his statements and just sit back and watch as a big baller, does balling things out in Phoenix or Orlando. Either one of the two franchises. He'll do great. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. I'm out.